So I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of more synchronicities that occurred um, on my trip and bookending the trip with my return home. And basically, so one of the last few days of the trip, I ended up um, going to see the Ballard Locks, and also went into the Ballard neighborhood, went through there, and ended up going down to the piers and I saw the Edgewater Hotel, which I stayed in a long time ago, but at the same time as I went to the Underground City tour in Pioneer Square that I mentioned in my other video. And so it was like it's a lifetime ago for me. And there was a sense of like, I guess, nostalgia about it. But I did see this really cool sculpture garden. It was a little hike. That was really cool to see. There weren't many um, days where it didn't rain when I was there, so I didn't really get too much walking around outside too many days. But it was nice to get out there, see the Ballard area and see stuff that I'd seen a long time ago again, with new eyes. And so I did that, and pretty much did some other things and wrapped up the trip. And so today I got back to the airport, and I had plenty of time, so I said, you know what, I'm near my gate. Maybe I'll grab something to eat, a bite to eat, um, something unique to the area. And sure enough, I found a place. I think it was called Ballard Beer Hall, right in the airport, right near the gate. And that was interesting because I was like, wow, Ballard Beer Hall. I just walked around the Ballard neighborhood, right? So it's kind of synchronous. Maybe some people might say not so much. I mean, it's a pretty popular area, but I just felt that that just ended up being the place that I ended up wanting to eat, and it just happened to be right by where I was gonna leave out of, and it was really convenient. And so I decided, hey, you know what? I'll get me a Caesar salad. Looked pretty good. They had the breakfast menu outside, but I think by the time I got there, they had ended it. So I was like, yeah, I'll just have a Caesar salad, and it was really good. And so finished up, and pretty much right away was able to board the plane. So that was cool, right? So getting in the plane, and I realized I had the free login, free gift code for the Wi-Fi, because when I flew up and the whole thing with the lightning and everything, I ended up paying for the Wi-Fi on the second attempt, and so I got a code for a free Wi-Fi, and because of when I ended up flying up, I just need to get sleep. I didn't redeem it at the time, so I had free Wi-Fi. So I went ahead and we were on the tarmac, and I went ahead and I logged in, and so I started playing some games, and then playing an app, and then like one of the apps I was playing, it was like other people can come into the you come in and you play, you play with other people, online. And I played this game mode one time, and two people joined in, and one of the people's screen name was Caesar Salad. Not even kidding. Maybe what? I played it one time, and it was like the first, I when I got on a plane and I got my Wi-Fi, like right after I finished eating. So I thought that was pretty funny. And so I looked at the seat back pocket in front of me, and then it had the safety card, and this one was a model A321neo. So I thought that was cool because neo, like new, right? Maybe a new experience, unlike the one that I had when I flew out. Um, So I felt, hey, that's interesting, right? Another a third plane designation in the two trips, right? And so so I'm sitting down, and then there's a woman that's sitting on the other seat, and so the flight attendant comes through, and then you know asking us about if we want drinks and our meal and whatnot, and so lady, she orders everything, right? She orders everything. She wants drinks. She wants this. She wants that. And then she points to the thing, and her tray table is out of commission. It's not working. It says do not use, right? And so she very briskly, or I don't know, very curt, um, goes after the flight attendant, pretty aggressively. What about this? And he's like, well, I'm sorry, you won't be able to use it. Maybe you can just figure something out, right? Like, no, you figure it out. Just going after the guy, just going after him, and then after a while, it got to the point where he was really professional. The whole trip, pretty much, got to the point where he's like, hey, you know what? I don't have any control over that at this point. It can't be repaired in the time before we leave. Um, you know, um, the, you know, just gonna have to figure something out. I mean, if you want to email the airline, you're welcome to. But I can't do anything about it for you right now. And then this woman, she's the whole rest of the trip, she just just turned off. You know what I mean? Like, not complaining and everything, not being all loud, but just like that thing just ruined their whole trip. I kind of contrast that with, I mean, nobody on that first flight I was on, flying up to Seattle, had that type of reaction toward any of the flight staff. Um, and we were struck by lightning, my God, and we turned around after half an hour. We landed at a different gate. We had to change gates. We had to wait again. Um, you know, the only time people started really, I could see them really, you know, blowing a gasket was when was the first flight when we came back the second time, and they went to the customer service desk. That's the only time when I saw people really losing it. Um, and that's after an extreme amount. I mean, like, we were supposed to leave at 4:30, and this is like after 11 p.m. and they didn't have any definitive answers about when we were going to get out, or if the flight was even going to be confirmed, or anything. So they were really in the dark, and they had been felt like they'd been put off for multiple times over so many hours. So contrast that with this woman that's just, the way she's acting is like her well, her whole trip's ruined now, right? I mean, like, same flight attendant comes around again. Now she now all of a sudden she doesn't want the food because she can't eat it. She doesn't even want the they gave these nuts, free nuts, mixed nuts. She didn't want it. I mean, don't need your tray table for that, right? I mean, um, she didn't want the thing she ordered anymore. Um, she wouldn't even, you know, address the person, like a human being. And just all through the flight, I mean, just this vibe, this kind of like negativity just coming off, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you know, if she didn't like go after the flight attendant the way she did, I probably would have just said, hey, look, Um, I'll eat, and then if you want, we can switch seats, and then you can use my tray table on my seat, you know. But just the way she just went after the guy, like just didn't even want to deal with the person after that. I mean, I got up a couple times. She had to go out into the aisle to go whatever she was doing, um, and she wasn't directly, rude or anything to me. Um, but just that whole, just felt that negativity just coming off, almost in waves, and like I said before, it's just you can't control this. You can't control anything except for yourself, how you act, you know, how you perceive it, you know, your opinion, your take, your how you feel about it, your reaction. That's the only thing you control. You don't control any other people. You don't control the circumstance. You don't control any of that. So, hey, you know, you could have figured something out. I mean, to me, it wasn't really a big deal. I mean, I don't know. It was just so, for that duration of that flight. But it was so odd because for me, it was so. Other than that, it was so different from when I flew up. We pushed back like a couple of minutes early. Ahead of when we were supposed to leave, and I don't know if we got favorable winds or something, but we got in early too. Like the air was smooth. We didn't have any bumps, nothing. You know, no strange sounds. No, um, no lightning strikes. And we actually got in early. You know, it was a tremendous flight. I mean, like, I can't think of a flight where, for me personally, like, I get to the airport, I get through security, I get to the gate. Time is perfect for me to sit down, have a nice meal, you know, at a table service, you know, um, wash up a little bit, and then pretty much I can just get right on a plane. Get on the plane, everyone gets in, push back like on time or like a little early, you know, um, take straight off, you know, smooth flight all the way. Um, you know, uh, Actually make time in the air up that we didn't have to. We were ahead of schedule. Landing is like pinpoint perfect. No bounces or anything like that. Um, I mean, no hiccups in the flight as far as you know. Well, the tray table on the next seat was broken, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of the flight itself, and for me, um, just perfect. I can't remember the last time I've taken a flight that went like that. The whole experience of everything is just perfect pinpoint timing, no delays. No waiting around, extra time. Um, just timed out perfectly. Um, and so I guess that's the thing, right? That person pretty much could have had the same experience I did, because the 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 issue of the tray table aside, I mean, I'm sure it was an easy workaround, even if I didn't give up my seat for X amount of time. Something could have been figured out by the person. I mean, I'm sure. Um, and even if not, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know what I mean? That if you weren't able to eat that meal, They still able to have drinks, whatnot, and but that person pretty much had the same experience I did, save for that whole tray table thing. But as far as the flight being on time, actually leaving a little early, you know, getting there quick, super smooth, no issues in the air, no, equipment problems, um, no delays for any reason, um, but instead they were acting like their whole thing was ruined because of something, that again they had no control over, and they could have just said, whatever, F it, right? But that's the road they chose to take. So I guess in the end of the day, like I said, just synchronicities happen, and there's things you can't control. But when things don't go quite right or perfectly, just deal with it. Just, is it really that big of a deal? I guess that's what you gotta ask yourself, right? And if it isn't, hey, whatever, right? Anyway, that's all I had to say on this one. I guess I will talk again later. Thanks. Bye.